Okay, happy to be here, happy to have you here. I actually hate to talk to people who are not in the room with me, but I hope we are all on the same page. And I will just try to talk to you, Christian. I have a familiar face in front of me. I'll have you take your time to come here and see a bit of what we are doing as TCS is going beyond roadside assistance. Everybody knows our yellow cars that do that roadside assistance stuff, but I'm here to show you a little bit more what else we do, and especially, of course, what we do in battery and EV realms. Right, you see my everything, I guess, even my face.
Yes,
Yes.
all good.
TCS was founded by bicyclists 120 some years ago, and we are still quite active in bikes. You see that we have this Velo Corner, which is a selling and buying platform, usually or mostly B2B, but also with B2C aspects to it. We're not only into cars and bikes, but also into e-scooters, e-rides, e-rollers, e-cross, just everything that rolls and is electric is in our focus. We have one person here, Stefan Obergeser, who is doing nothing else but electric, very small vehicles. They have to be street legal, otherwise we cannot promote them, but we are testing them, promoting them, selling them, informing our customers or our members about the possibilities and also the borders which you face with these kinds of vehicles. We also sell them. We have like a physical store here in Bern in the Wankdorf Stadium. So maybe those of you who are at the conference in November can take a little step into that physical shop. TCS is also the largest drone operating service in Switzerland. We are flying small drones for mostly imagery, but we are also flying larger drones for transport. And when we started this, we didn't really know what drones will mean to like transport systems in Switzerland. But we have a funded project which is like building a platform, collecting research and experiences from other clubs. And the drone operation service is mostly now flying PV panels from the ground to the roof and saving cranes, saving distance, and saving also manpower and time, because it's faster to fly the panels up to the roof and have two people standing there with their hands open just in the right spot and only putting the panels on the roof and screwing them down while the machine flies down and gets the next one, then to build up the cranes and bring the panels up and carry them over the roof and all that stuff. It's developing quite well. As I said, we didn't know how it would go, but this seems to be a market niche which is in a good spot, and drones do have a future if we want it or not, and it's a good thing to be inside here. trying to find my mouse. And what is more in the focus today is our TCS test lab. That is also a physical building down in Ittigen near Bern. We are 12 people producing about 50 test projects per year. We're collaborating with many people, with many organizations, with many also media things, and this is coming more to the core of what I'm talking today, because most of the projects which I will show you later, they have been developed or worked on within this TCS test lab kind of environment. So, and what is it about? It's about electric cars. It's about a trend that becomes a fundamental change. We see this fundamental change when we look at the statistics of car sales in Switzerland over the past few years. We see here on this little slide that in 2020 the car sales in Switzerland just broke in. Everybody thought it was just because of Corona, but after Corona was over, the car sales didn't come back. And what we see here very clearly is that the light brown gasoline and the dark brown diesel are crashing a lot more than the beige hybrids, the striped plug-in hybrids, and the green electric vehicles. So if not for these new technologies, car market would have been maybe dead by now. This is just a sign of something which is happening, and we know what is happening from theory, and this theory has been derived from other technologies and markets. There is a thing we call the Osborne effect, which shows how a market develops when a new technology comes into the market. I want to show you. Do you see my mouse actually? The little pointer.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So you have a market with a new technology coming in. That's the blue line here, and with an old technology, the red line here, which is going out of the market. And in the moment where the new technology comes in, the whole market declines because everybody is insecure. Is it better? Is it malicious for any reasons? Is it poison which somebody is trying to sell us? Is it environmentally friendly and renewable and all that stuff? And it takes a while until people actually get to the point where they think, yes, this new technology definitely is better, my neighbor is using it, and everybody's happy with it. And then, only then, the whole market can go up again too. The name Osborne effect, it got from the computer Osborne Corporation, which had a new model with a lot greater power than the old one, which was announced, and from the moment on it was announced, nobody bought the old stuff, of course, and it's what happens year after year when the new iPhone is being promoted before it actually hits the market. So I think we can use this whole the same model for electric vehicles too. We don't know yet if it will work or not, but what we see is that this effect is not only linked to changes in technology, but also in psychological aspects. First of all, people have little patience with innovations, and they better be 5 times better than the old stuff in order to be accepted. There are fears and doubts, and people are just longing for these fears and doubts to be communicated to them so they can say, yes, I have range anxiety, I have charging anxiety, I don't believe that it is really more environmentally friendly. I don't think you can ever pull a trailer with an EV and all that stuff, just because they are not sure if it's the right thing for them. Of course, when you go electric, you need to make some behavioral changes, a bit more planning, more stops on holiday trips. I just told Christian I was in northern Italy over the weekend, didn't tell him, with my family, and my family, by now we are 4 adults, plus a dog, plus quite a bit of baggage, which we took with us. I actually wanted the adult kids to take the train, but they said, no, we want to come with you with the Volvo EX30, which is not very big and electric. And it was actually quite a pleasant ride. We had more fun together than I was expecting to have. So even if there's more planning, more stops, it's getting better every day, and the infrastructure is developing so fucking fast. You don't believe it. You can just, I mean, the charging infrastructure in Europe is amazing. Those of you who do drive electric know that, and the other ones will hopefully find it out soon. So there is some new procedures at home. You need to do things. You need to be active in order to get your full comfort with a home charger and stuff like that. But anyway, EVs are becoming normal these days because they are normal, they are reliable, they are cheap in operation, and they are very comfortable, especially on the infrastructure which we have now. So when you look at this dotted line here, that is an adoption curve from 0% market to 100% market share. And when you take this and look at it for Switzerland, for like real life Switzerland, you see that in 2017 there was less than 5% of new cars going electric. Now it's up on 25, on close to 25% in 2025. And when you look at Norway, they are over 90%. Now you took this line and say the Swiss will do as the Norwegians did, then you will be on a place where only electric vehicles will be sold by our car dealers in 2025 or something, 35 or something. So in the early 30s, this might actually happen. What does this mean when you look at the vehicle stock? The vehicle stock then in the early 2030s will be about 50% electric, and the rest will still be petrol, diesel, hybrid. So we have some time. And when you look at how the electricity demand will increase, you also have those 25 years from now to 2050 in order to get those surplus of 20% more electricity which we need to power the fleet. On the other hand, we can reduce gasoline and diesel to close to zero in the same time. Now, I mean, this is 60 terawatt hours of petrol and diesel which we don't need anymore, and this is like 15 terawatt hours more electricity which we need. So it's a very good game for everybody, and it really changes something. When you look at this again here on a longer scale, this is the whole energy use in Switzerland. You see that after 2010, energy use started to decline. Now you down here have the electricity, which goes up by, let's say, 30% to 2050, and you replace with that a lot of diesel and petrol, then you actually have a very beautiful picture of the future. So this is what EVs do and what also heat pumps do, but let's say it's what EVs do to our energy world. They are very, very beneficial. So electric mobility has come to stay. I hope it will. And TCS provides objective and comprehensive information about electromobility. One thing we often, or an important thing, is it worthwhile for the money? We have this Autosuche calculator on the web, which shows you can save money on one hand, but you also just get more performance for the same money when you go electric. After a while, yes, it will also be beneficial for your wallet, but at first it will be, you just get more bang for the buck, as some people say. On the same Autosuche, we show all the cars which are on the market now, and there you can see, yes, you find small cars, you find compact cars, you find those everybody's darlings. With Tesla Model Y is still the most sold car in Switzerland, also the most sold electric car in Switzerland. Then you have the two Skodas, the smaller one, which has just gone to rank number 2 before the ENIAC, which is rather big, and German cars also in the EV world are very popular in Switzerland. This is what we show you on the Verbrauchskatalog, on the Autosuche, or the Verbrauchskatalog, which is about the same thing, powered by the same database, but in the Energie Schweiz look and feel. This is the new cars, but what also is exactly as important is that you can buy used electric cars. And we support campaigns to say, yes, it's a good thing to do. You have these extremely high warranties on electric EV batteries. You have those tests which you can actually test the battery. You cannot do that with your transmission, for example. We offer those, and we say, yes, go test drive and test charge as well. We can do that with quite some confidence, because we got a lot of competence and know-how through the cooperation with organizations like iBAT and the iBAT network, and also the roadmap electric mobility of the Bundesamt für Energie. So only through this network we can use our communicating power and our standing with the people, with the customers and the members, to actually push in this direction, which I think is an important direction, and this, yes, we will see more of that used EV campaigns in the next months and years. So, it's not only about the generation which buys electric vehicles now, it's also about the next generation, those who have been on the streets in 2019, before the pandemic came. And they still are interested in being sustainable for the next years. What can we tell them? We can show them where CO2 comes from, what it does to our world. They know quite well. And we can also show them what the effect of going electric means in CO2 and climate terms. These informations also are on the websites of TCS. It's either Autosuche or Klimabilanz, and on the same Verbrauchskatalog as I talked before. There's a lot of discussion about resources as well, and we try to be clear there too, saying EVs consume very few resources and not a lot of resources as it is often falsely communicated. When you look at the lifetime raw material consumption of an EV versus a petrol car, you see that there is a bit of battery material left after 10, 20 years from an EV, and at the same time you just burn gasoline, which is also mined, transported, and everything. The good thing about this little blue box down here is it doesn't burn at the end, but it goes to Biberist and is being recycled. And it's being recycled not to be some kind of orange pipes at the end or some filling material for asphalt, but actually materials for new batteries. This also is only possible to communicate in this clearness because we've been part of Circubat. We have been in these recycling facilities, taken pictures, talked to the people and everything. So thanks to these networks, also to Christian with his network, to open us these doors to these facilities and to give us the chance to communicate these things. We communicate, of course, through social media, YouTube and all that, but also through Blick, Tagesschau, Kassensturz, all the big media, and our magazine is printed 1 million times per month. So they say it's the magazine with the highest reader base in Switzerland. Yes, and again here our cooperation partners. To me it's a lot of fun to go to the universities, to talk to EMPA, PSI, ETH and so forth about these very specific technical things, then do some kind of test or trial study stuff, and then to communicate these important things to people who are not engineers, but who are car buyers at the end, and who, with their decision, actually change the world just as much as those people who have gained the Nobel Prize physics today. Okay, so we do a lot of things ourselves on our own platforms, but we also use these things on third-party platforms like the Swiss Federal Office for Energy. As I said, Verbrauchskatalog.ch, you find, by now, you find all the interesting informations from TCS here too. Good cooperation. You not only find those databases, but you also find a lot of knowledge which we have worked out together with either the people from not BFH, but Bundesamt für Energie, in order to fill their websites with useful content. We also conduct trainings, courses with different target groups like car dealers, importers, municipalities, how do you say that? Municipalities? Those people from the Gemeinden industry organization and so forth. Because well, this image here or this picture here is from workshops we did with car dealers. It's quite interesting to see how difficult it is for car dealers to change their mind from the old world to the new world and to actually buy these electric vehicles. And what we did here was like a 3-part course. One was experience on slippery roads in this TCS test center in Derndingen. The other was competence with me and another guy who were just doing workshops with the dealers, spreading information, and the last thing was to make them use what they have learned through the experience and the information with this actor who's standing here, who was just acting to be a client who asked those dealers all those questions and got them to answer, and then you discussed it. And actually it's good to see that they now sell more cars after these workshops than they did before. I hope it has some relations. Good. So, what are we doing in the future, near future, in the pipeline? We will be doing things about used car guides for electric vehicles with Aviru tests, with an informative campaign with our industry organizations, and there is a report on plug-in hybrid battery life expectancy in the pipeline, which will be published quite soon. Battery safety, we have performed a small study with electric scooters. It was not as hot as I hoped it would be. Actually, it became quite boring because nothing blew up. But I guess that's life with batteries, that usually things don't burn or explode. And there is a bit of battery development and recycling. We will publish a report on that. And of course, we will be part of the final conference of Circubat. And there is more to come too. So, 30 slides. And it's actually one message: electric runs and it's fun. If you don't think so you might just want to call TCS, and they will help you with the breakdowns, or with when you have filled in the wrong juice into your batteries. So I'm open for question and discussion now, I guess.
Very good. Thanks a lot, Martin. I'm very happy.
Is it true that 4 people left, by the way, or is it just?
No. There came more and more throughout the meeting. No.
Ah, all right. It's
okay.
Not.
Maybe you can stop sharing, otherwise I see my face double. That's a bit like awkward.
Okay.
Thanks. Yeah, so I'm very happy in the sense that I never heard the word technology Offenheit throughout the whole presentation. Maybe you should call the German Chancellor and explain him where we are going to. So a very clear presentation. That's good to see from somebody that has such a big reach in Switzerland. But yeah, so we have the discussion open here. You can ask questions either in the F&A or in the chat, or you just raise your hand, and I hope there are still a few questions coming in. Not yet for now. So maybe I start first with the question. So you showed very nicely the curve from Norway and then from Switzerland. And I'm a bit sad that we are not Norway, that we are Switzerland. But still, there is hope that the electric mobility is going to grow in Switzerland. What would you say? What have like what policy measures Switzerland has to take in order, like we will never have the same support for electric mobility as Norway has, but still I think there's certain possibilities. So what should the Swiss politics do, and how could we potentially support them by yeah.
Yes, usually I'm not talking about politics because that's other people here in the house. But I mean, in Norway, when you drive electric, you have a lot of little benefits. First of all, you don't pay this luxury tax which you pay with a conventional car. I think that was the game changer then. There's a funny story to it, which I'll tell you when we go have this beer together, Christian. And in Switzerland, we are just like closing every little gap there is from which electric vehicles benefit. I mean, first we crashed that import tax about 2 years ago. That was for 4%. 4% is not a lot, but it was at least something. And then somebody thought, well, it's not necessary to have this anymore. Now we're talking about financing our roads. Just a year after, we wanted to spend a lot more money for bigger Autobahnen. And we said, well, the Autobahntopf is full enough. We can build more Autobahnen, and before anything is there, we are the first ones to introduce like a road tax on electric vehicles. So I'm not really too happy with that. I would like to see things like people who allow building charging infrastructure in their homes, in their Einstellhallen, to have small benefits with EVs like free parking when you charge. This often is not the thing. Then you pay for the parking and for the charging, and stuff like that. But I mean, Switzerland has been quite robust in this environment, and even though we have the most, let's say, the most toxic EV environment in Switzerland, we are still in the midfield of EV adoption within Europe. So I think even when politics stay toxic like they are now, EVs will make the market by the early 2030s like I showed it before.
Okay, that's reassuring to her. I believe so too. There's as you showed, there is basically like price parity, and we see also like other countries, for example, also development countries that adapt very fast to EV once this price parity is there. Yeah, I would still say like very important work to do, like communication, supporting people, taking their fears, showing the solution is very important part of that. Yeah, change in mobility and decarbonization of mobility. So with that, I think if there are no questions, I think our crowd is quite silent today. Then I would suggest that we close the call, and I would say, yeah, let's stick to the term and say let's talk about technology clarity or technology Klarheit, and no longer technology Offenheit, technology Offenheit, openness. So I think that was also some take-home message from Martin here. So thanks for that. And yeah, hope to see you soon at the iBAT annual conference for further discussions and insight about battery technology.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.